I was hit by a car and taken to the driver's house, only to find out I was being held captive. As I tried to escape, I uncovered a dark secret that changed everything, and I faced a terrifying fate. I never saw the car coming. One moment I was crossing the street, the next a sharp pain exploded in my leg, and I was thrown to the ground. I couldn't move properly, but before I could even scream, a woman rushed over, her face full of concern. "Are you okay? Please, come with me. I'll help you," she said softly. I wanted to say no, but my leg throbbed so badly that I couldn't refuse. She helped me up and supported me as we walked. I didn't even catch her name. Her apartment was surprisingly cozy, and she insisted I rest there while she tended to my injury. I felt a strange mix of gratitude and unease. Why would a stranger take me in after something like this? That night, as I drifted between sleep and wakefulness, I started to notice things. Locked doors, no phone to call for help, and her watching me a little too closely. That's when the chilling truth hit me. I wasn't a guest. I was a prisoner. The next morning, I woke up with a pounding headache and a dull ache in my leg. The woman, whose name I still didn't know, was already in the kitchen, preparing breakfast. She smiled at me, but there was something off about it. Too practiced, too cold. "Good morning," she said cheerfully, setting a plate of eggs and toast on the table. "You need to eat to get your strength back." I tried to sit up, but pain shot through my leg. She immediately came to help, lifting me carefully. "I'm sorry for hitting you," she said quietly. "It was an accident, but you have to understand, this isn't just about you." I frowned, confused. "What do you mean?" She hesitated, then sighed. "You don't know what I've been through. You don't know why I had to do this. I wanted to run, to scream, to get out of there. But my leg was weak and the door was locked tight. Every window was sealed with heavy curtains. I was trapped. Days passed. She brought me food and water, but never let me out of her sight. She talked about her life, her struggles, her loneliness, but her eyes always betrayed a darker secret. One evening, I overheard her on the phone. Her voice was low, urgent. "They're asking too many questions. If he gets out, everything falls apart." My heart sank. Who was they? And why was I so important to her? I realized this wasn't just a kidnapping. I was a piece in a much bigger game, one I didn't understand yet. Days blurred into each other, the lines between reality and nightmare growing thinner with every passing hour. She never left the house, and neither did I. The walls seemed to close in tighter, and the silence was suffocating except for her constant, low murmurings and the occasional clatter of dishes. I started to notice details. Her nervous glances at the locked door, the way she checked her phone obsessively, and the small bag she kept hidden under the kitchen sink. One night, while she was asleep, curiosity overcame me. I crawled silently across the floor, dragging my injured leg, and pulled the bag out. Inside, I found stacks of cash, a burner phone, and a crumpled photograph of a man with dark eyes and a cold smile. Suddenly, the pieces began to fall into place. This wasn't just a woman with a guilty conscience. She was running from something or someone, and somehow I was caught in the middle. The next day, when she brought me tea, I confronted her quietly. "Why am I here?" I asked voice hoarse. She looked at me for a long moment, then sighed. "You saw the picture, didn't you?" I nodded. "That's my husband," she whispered, voice trembling. "He's dangerous. I'm protecting you and myself." My mind reeled. Husband? Dangerous? Why would she kidnap someone to protect them? I didn't understand. Before I could ask more, she suddenly grabbed her phone, eyes wide with panic. "They found me," she said, voice shaking. "We don't have much time." The door rattled with forceful knocks. My heart pounded in my chest. I realized this nightmare was far from over, and I was just a pawn in a deadly game I barely understood. The pounding at the door grew louder, more urgent. Her hand trembled as she grabbed a small, rusty knife from a drawer. I flinched, but she gave me a quick, desperate look. "Stay quiet," she whispered fiercely. She moved to the door and peered through the peephole. Her face paled. "It's him," she said. "My husband. And he brought someone with him." My mind raced. Who was this man? Why was she so terrified? And why had she taken me hostage? Suddenly, the window shattered. Glass exploded across the floor as two men forced their way inside. One was the man from the photo, tall, with dark, cold eyes and a dangerous grin. The other was a bulky figure, silent but menacing. She lunged at the bulky man, slashing wildly with a knife, but he caught her wrist with ease. The husband moved toward me, eyes locked onto mine. "Who are you?" he growled. Before I could answer, she screamed, breaking free and pushing me behind her. "This isn't his fault," she shouted at her husband. "I'm protecting him." The husband laughed, a cruel sound. "Protecting him? Or using him? You think I won't find out what you've done?" The tension in the room was electric. I could barely breathe, caught between these two dangerous people, unsure who to trust. Then, in a sudden twist, she reached into her pocket and pulled out a small flash drive. "This has everything," she said. "Evidence of his crimes. If he touches me, or you, this goes public." The husband's eyes darkened, rage twisting his face. "Do it," he spat. "Try me." The bulky man stepped forward, cracking his knuckles. I realized then this was more than just a twisted family drama. There were secrets buried deep, and I was trapped right in the middle of a war I didn't understand. The tension was suffocating. The bulky man closed the distance between us, but before he could make a move, the woman lunged forward again. Not with a knife this time, but with a hidden spray can. She unleashed a sudden burst of pepper spray right into his eyes. He stumbled back, coughing violently, clawing at his face. The husband cursed loudly, lunging toward her. But just as he reached her, the door behind them slammed open. A police officer, breathless and holding up his badge, barked orders. "Freeze! Drop the weapons!" The husband snarled, his grip tightening on the woman's arm, but the sight of the badge made him hesitate. "What took you so long?" she spat. The officer's eyes flicked to me, then back to the husband. "I got a tip about illegal activities linked to this address," he said. "We're here to investigate." The woman's eyes flashed with a mix of relief and calculation. The bulky man, still blinded, was handcuffed by the officers. The husband, realizing the situation was spiraling out of control, backed off with a sneer. "Your little game is over," he said coldly. As they led the husband and his accomplice out in handcuffs, the woman turned to me, her voice shaking. "I'm sorry you had to see all this," she said. "But you're safe now." I nodded, still processing everything. But then, as the door closed behind the officers, I noticed something odd. On the woman's phone screen, a message popped up. "Make sure he's silenced. No loose ends." Her smile was chilling. I stared at the message on her phone, heart pounding. The woman's kind facade shattered instantly. She was part of something darker. Maybe the reason I've been kept captive all along. "Why am I really here?" I asked, voice trembling. She sighed, a sad smile curling her lips. "You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But now, you're part of it whether you like it or not." Before I could react, she pulled out a syringe. "This will keep you quiet. You won't remember much, and no one will find you." Panic surged through me as I struggled, but the drugs hit fast. My vision blurred, and I slipped into darkness. When I woke up, I was alone in a hospital bed, bruised, confused, and with no clue who to trust. The police never found her, and the messages stopped. But deep down, I knew I'd never truly escaped that nightmare. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, let me know your opinions in the comments, and of course, subscribe.